Hello, everybody. So, coming from yesterday, I did remember we had that issue with rookies being reused. I know I had some coaching issues, so with coach generation. So based off of all of that, today I decided we're going to redraft the league, and just to make sure that we're getting good data, I do want to check player progressions a little bit more. Um, I wasn't able to do that with the rookies being weird and the players being duplicated and things like that. So I simmed out yesterday. I think I fixed all that stuff. Simmed out 10 years, looked at rookie drafts over 10 years. They look really stable, which is good. I was a little worried about that. The rookie drafts 10 years from into the league look in quality to be sort of on par with the drafts that are in the first couple of years, which is good. So it looks, we don't have any weird, the juniors or seniors are being generated way better than freshmen, sophomores, things like that. So that all looks good. Player progression from a freshman to a senior looks relatively consistent, so that looks good. It's really the only progression thing that we need to worry about is after a player gets into the league, do we feel like that progression is too much or just about right? So that's something we'll be paying a little more attention to, as in this test league. Another thing we're going to pay attention to is I'm going to start trying some of these other formations that we haven't tried yet. I want to make sure that the plays work. So I'll probably switch up formations to some of the formations I haven't used in previous streams, just so that I can make sure I cover all the formations. That might kind of hurt our our ability to develop a consistent team, but that's okay. Not that great at it anyways, so it'll be fine. The other thing I want to check is I just allocation draft with the AI valuing younger players. It'll be nice to go through that so each franchise has the same starting point as I did. So if you're watching this, be warned. I am going to go through an allocation draft. You're basically going to have an hour of me agonizing between 2 or 3 players every round. So we'll get through the allocation draft. We'll probably get to my team. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot in this. I might sim a few games, but the allocation draft is going to take me a lot of focus and concentration. So really, that's mostly what this stream is going to be. So if you don't want to watch it, skip this one. Nothing interesting is going to happen outside of the allocation draft and me putting my team together. This will be more of the archive of how I built the tree frogs. I'm going to use the tree frogs this time, so I can go right into that. So that's what this one's going to be. So if you're not interested in that, skip this one, move to the next one. Once I get out of this, the next stream will be more of the traditional. Let's hammer through some seasons. Let's play some games. Let's make sure, track down some bugs, things like that. So there's your warning. This is going to be very draft heavy, not real exciting, but fun for me. So that's the deal. All right, let me just make sure I got my windows all set up right. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to take the tree frogs just because I want to switch up the teams so that when you're looking through streams and you just kind of quickly glancing to see where I was, you'll know, oh, those were the iceberg sims. I know what that was about. That was early. The tree frogs are right around here in development, right around the 0.2 area. When I get to the Showtime update, if I'm still in the tree frogs, if that's still going well, we'll just keep rolling with that. But that's kind of my thought process. Is anytime I got to restart, I'm going to try now to switch teams so looking at the videos, kind of where we were. So anyway, tree frogs. We're going to be stuck with the Swarm, the Phoenix, and the Horde. Those are okay teams. We'll pick them. You see I sped that up a little bit. Coach creation is sped up a little. That's something we're going to have to... let's just make sure that that doesn't get screwed up in any way. What's a formation I haven't used yet? One wide receiver, one running back, two tight ends. Oh, you know what I want to do? You're right. I'm gonna restart this. I know what formation I want to try. It's one I don't see very often because it's not a very... I have it set so it doesn't... Oh! You're not receiving my YouTube notifications. That's weird. Huh. I wonder if... I don't think there's a setting I need to do. That's kind of strange. Let me check my... Yeah, I don't see any options for me to set notifications. Strange. Just wanted to let you know in case anybody else has been... No, it's good to know. It's under advanced settings. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's not notifying. It did the first time, didn't it? I thought it did. Weird. Alright, well, I'll pay attention to that. We'll see if... maybe I'll have to Google it or something when I click the bell, but they don't send me an email highlight like they normally do. Yeah, weird. Yeah, I couldn't find anything anyways, any options for that, so that's a little strange. That's too bad. I'm OCD about things. Oh, funny. Alright. Yeah, see if I got that formation I wanted to try. No, it's not here. Alright, let's regen it again. I probably should have a on League start a new game without having to go into the game. That might be worthwhile. No. There it is. So yeah, I wanted to try, I should tweet out. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'll start doing that. Yeah, I just assumed it was going to notify all my subscribers, but I guess not. It's not hard for me to tweet out. I'll start doing that. Yeah, I want to try this one wide receiver, two running back, one tight end formation. It's not a I guess I would say a real... You're not going to see it a lot. This is a fairly rare formation, but I've noticed when I'm playing some of the AI teams that if they run some of these rare formations, I can't tell if there's bad plays or if it's just, you know, the nature of the formation and I need to worry about AI or something like that. So I'm going to try this one. I think next season, depending on who's in the pool, I might try that two tight end formation if I can, like this one. If that's in the pool. You like those development icons? Oh, yeah. I can go over that. So these are the in-season development that we get is all... It's after every game, I kind of do a one... I guess it's kind of like practice, you know. So after every game, you do a little bit of development. And these icons are what drives how much or how little a player develops during the season and the off-season. It also affects in the off-season, but I don't do a ton of training in the off-season. So the idea here is if you have, after a game, you do a session of practice before your next game. That session of practice, wherever your player was in the depth chart, that's where your coach, I guess their bonuses and their minuses are going to count. So let's say I play a game. My starting quarterback is going to get trained kind of this base. This icon here, this little arrow up, is kind of your base training. It's like general standard improvement. Everybody's going to improve a little bit. No bonuses, no minuses. Um, but my running back, I got a couple of stars, which means that whoever I have at running back is going to get a little extra training because my coach is a little bit better at running back. To offset that, my coach is a little bit worse at wide receivers. So this ... you can think of the 2 stars as like +1. The ... is like -1. And that means my wide receivers are going to have a little bit of a hit to their training to offset for my little bit of a bump in the running back training. The idea is it's supposed to be close to a zero sum. So like this, you see this guy right here, this Bryant U. He's got 2 bumps up, so he's good at running backs and he's good at wide receivers. The offset that he's doubly bad at offensive line, so that's like a -2 on offensive line. So chances are he's actually going to hurt development of offensive line pretty significantly. They may not, young players may not regress, but they're probably not going to get any better, or they're going to have significantly less improvement than just the normal standard training. The defensive coordinator, it's the same thing, only defensive coordinator also trains special teams. So like you can tell here, this guy here, Milo Morton, his training is spread across, so it's zero sum across defense and special teams. He's got 2 bumps on special teams, but he's got the 2, like the -2 on linebackers. So that's what that is. And now that training happens in season, this actually means something. Previously, before the 0.1 update, or the 0.11 maybe even, the training I was going to save for the end of the season, so this didn't really matter that much. You could always go through the season, get to the end of the season, okay, well now I'm going to change my coach for training, which is what I was going to do that first year. The first season I implemented in-season training. But I found now that this actually matters, so I'm kind of liking the new training system. Yeah, here's you don't see these very often, these 3-star guys. Think of that as the positive opposite of this red down arrow. This is like a +2 training. These guys are pretty rare. So his running backs are going to get really good. Now I don't know. Are they going to get too good? I don't know. It's not a massive change. So if you think about, like, let's just say standard training, let's just say it was 100, value of 100, right? 2+ might be like 100 and might be an extra 5% bump, but over the course of a career, that could be, a couple of dollars worth of, $2 to $5 worth of extra improvement that he wouldn't have had, which makes a difference. It's a subtle thing, but it matters. All right, defense, I'm going to run something new too. I'm going to try to run zone defense this year just because I haven't done a lot of zone, and I want to mess with zone a little bit. I don't have a great zone coach though. 3-2-2-1. That's not really what I wanted to do. Well, maybe it looks like I might be running man this season. 2-2-3. See, this is what I wanted. I wanted to have 2 linebackers, 3 corners, just so that I could run some zone. I might get this guy. Oh, here, I already have one of these guys. So balanced, run, block. Yeah, I'm going to get Leonardo Leon. And I might just get zone guys on my own instead of... He likes man guys. I might just get zone guys. If I can. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so there's my coaches. I am going to mess with the order because I want to have one of the last picks. I don't want to pick too high. Really, ideally, the last pick. I like the challenge of that. Do. Come on now. Give me the last pick. Come on. Yeah, sure. If I didn't want the last pick, you know I'd be down there. There it is. Last pick. All right. Start the draft. Let's look at these guys. All right. Probably doesn't do me a ton of good to scout before 31 teams pick before me, but I just want to see if there's any studs at the top that are going to change this league. So let's look at quarterbacks. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks I would call stars. Why is this guy a 48? I mean, I guess that's pretty good for a quarterback. I think it's his pass strength. That's not great. So anyway, 4 or 5 star quarterbacks. Probably 3 for sure. All right, let's look at running backs. What do we got? Oh. So definitely 2, probably 3, probably 4. About 5 or depending on what you cut it off at, 5 or 6 star running backs. That's going to be cool. Wide receivers. Ooh, it's slightly thin at wide receiver this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5, 6. It's about 6 or so. 6 or 7 star wide receivers. Ooh, thin at tight end. O-line looks good. Ooh, D-line is thin. Yikes. Oh boy. Okay, pay attention to that. Linebackers thin. Corners look good. Ooh, a couple of really nice safeties. All right, so there we go. That's a good quarterbacks, good running backs, corners. Basically, offense looks pretty decent. Defense is going to be thin. So that's what we got to pay attention to. It's auto to my pick. All right, here we go. Back-to-back picks. Now, I am running 2 running backs and a tight end, so I'm probably going to do a lot of running and definitely a throwing to the running backs if I have to throw, because with 1 wide receiver in the pattern, there's not a lot of room for getting open. So let's lock up a running back. Yikes, these guys are old as dirt. So there's Sweeney. Let's tag him. That's a decent running back. God, I don't want to use my top pick on a guy who's going to bail on me. All right. Let me think here. All right. So Sweeney, he's fast, I get it, but he's not. He's not running back material. I might have to suck it up and get a 28-year-old running back or a 27-year-old. This guy's he's just not good enough. All right, I'm not seeing any studs there. Let's check quarterback. Chauncey Jackson. Might be worth taking a quarterback. Oh, if he was younger, the running quarterback. I'm going to tag him anyways. If he's there later. All right, there's a, I don't know, quarterback I might have to do. Let's check tight end. I gotta have some receiving on my tight end. Oh my goodness. Well, whatever change I made to make them value youth, that sure worked because I'm not seeing. Like all the young guys that I usually like snapping up. I don't see them anywhere. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. Oh boy. I can't go defense with my first round. I gotta look at running backs. All right, running back and quarterback. All right. So neither of these guys, none of these guys have great receiving though. Oh, this guy's all right at receiving. Let's take him. Salary. God, at 34 years of age. Wow. Like I would be elite, but oh man, you know he's gonna retire. All right, I'm just gonna get a reasonably young running back. He's got not great receiving, but he's got some receiving. So we're gonna make that pick. Then I'm gonna get that quarterback. And I'm gonna make that pick because there's no chance I get a quarterback after 62 more picks. All right, let's auto back. All right, we're back. We're back. All right. All right. Run block, pass block, and his receiving's terrible though. Let's look for what we got for receivers. 81. We got for tight ends. 84. So there's a pretty good young blocking tight end. He's reasonably fast. He can get into routes at least. He probably can't catch a whole lot though, but he would be a pretty good blocker. What is this guy? He's just a flat out run blocker. Alright, so I got one decent tight end. Let's check O-line. Some really old offensive linemen. Oh my goodness. So this guy seems to be the best value. Yeah. I'm a running back. Should I pick up my second running back? I don't know if now's the time. God, I got these stupid earphones. I don't know if now's the right time to pick up my second running back. Although this guy as a receiving running back's pretty good. It's just a little early to pick up a guy like that. What's Browning do? Speed, strength, running, run block. No receiving. Oh, he would be a pretty legit second running back. He was an athlete. Good runner. Oh, he's an athlete too. Let's look for a receiver. Okay, I could play running back and receiver. A little bit of running, a little bit of receiving. Let's tag him. Yeah, this is rough. I'm just not finding anything. Alright, I'm taking this tight end prospect. And I need a guy who can block. God, he's just old as dirt. Way too early for me to pick those guys. This is just plain sad. Most guys, oh, he's a pass blocker though. God, old, just old as dirt. Oh, this guy's alright. Let's tag him. Well, this guy's nice. That guy's good. Receiving, pass block, run block. There's my other tight end. At $33 though, this is way too early to pick him. Do I take? Oh, I took a tight end. Oh no, I only have one tight end in this offense. Dang it! What am I doing? For some weird reason, I thought I was doing two tight ends. Alright, one tight end. I already got him. So now I got a tight end, quarterback, running back. I do need offensive line. I don't see anybody I like, though. So let's look at other positions. Linebacker. Blitz, man. Run defense. Ooh, that guy's a nice linebacker. Not super fast. What corner? You know what? I'm getting this running back. He can catch. He can play wide receiver too if I have to. That's the smart move here. There we go. My whole offense is going to be running and throwing to the running back, so gotta be smart. Gotta be smart. All right. So I got a tight end, two running backs, and a quarterback. I gotta start looking O-line. Where are we at in salary? We're in the 40s now. Okay. He's a pure run blocking offensive lineman. That's pretty good. He's not super old either. There's another one. It's still a little early to get him. Well, maybe not. So let's do this. Let's get the power, just the mauler. Yeah, let's get the mauler. And then we'll get the athlete. There we go. All right, here we are. I like that my coach is, I don't think this is the right order. Oh, it might be the right order. Yeah, I think Franklin was, yeah. Oh, my coach is agreeing with me. This is nice. All right. My third offensive lineman may Ooh, this guy's alright. Take him. If I don't find the guy that I just really like, I'm okay with putting off my third offensive lineman for a little while. That would be okay. Although that guy's really nice. I may just snap him up. Oh, this guy's pretty nice too. Yeah, they're nice and they're young enough that I can actually do some stuff with them, develop them a little bit. That's good. Okay, those two guys are kind of, for right now, I don't see anybody that I would jump up to grab above those guys. Okay. Let's just see. Wide receiver? No, I didn't think that was going to happen. All right, let's start looking at defense. Oof, I may have missed the boat on defense. This guy's really good D lineman. He's just a mash the middle. Let's tag him. I like the tackle too. So if somebody gets anywhere near him, it's gonna be good. That guy's pretty good too. Let's tag him. I don't see anybody else near the top of the list. So now let's flip to linebacker. I'm going to try to blitz more this year, so you got to make sure to get a guy who can blitz. This guy, well, he's slow, but he's alright. This guy's faster, but he kind of sucks. What about this guy? He's slow, but he kind of sucks. Alright, let's just go by speed now. What can I get for speed? Here's a zone defender. He's old as dirt, though. Oof, they're all old. Not a lot available to start my zone defense. Oh man, was there a lot of man? There really wasn't a lot of man. Uh-oh, this could be bad news. Alright, so what that's telling me, alright, so let's just see what we got here. So we got Lutz. Kind of a young run blocker. He didn't really do much else. Williams, fast zone defender. Valentine Kidd, kind of that awesome all-around D lineman. A couple of more. Got D-line prospect, Burton, offensive line, Shannon. Alright, so that's what I have to choose from. I'm getting this guy because I do run around, want to run zone defense, so I'm going to get him. And Lutz was cool, but no. So it's either Kidd, Shannon, Burton. So it's Kidd or Shannon. As far as D-line prospects, this guy's great. Shannon's nice as an O lineman, but I think I need to get some D-line. Alright. 2 guys on defense, not bad. Well, they started that guy at safety. Oh, because my coach is looking for man corners, that's why. Alright, let's check salary. Was any of my guys still left? No. Alright, so we're fresh again. All right. O-line. Let's see. Any prospect looking guys at O-line? What's this guy look like? He's all right. He's a mauler. I'm not. Nope. Not gonna do it. All right. D-line. Everybody's old. Linebacker. All right. We're getting to the range where I need to just start sucking it up and taking old guys. So, what do we got? Let's look for a blitzer. So, what is he? The fastest blitzer left. Alright, speed. What does this guy do? A little bit of run defense, so he could be a linebacker. Zone and man. Zone and run. Zone man and tackle. This guy can do a little bit of everything. Zone. I'm determined to get the zone defense running. Ooh, here's a blitzer. And he can run zone. Alright, now I think we're running into guys who don't have hardly any skills. Zone man and blitz. Ooh, take that guy. Alright, I think that's enough. Alright. Alright, let me think here. Alright, so I'm going with 2 corners, 3 corners, 2 linebackers. So I definitely need a guy. Do any of these guys have good receiving? 64, 72. Actually, you know, let's do this. Let's just go by salary. So Lucero. Martin. Just that really fast linebacker guy. Howell. Yeah, I think this Howell guy would be a good guy to start my defense with. I also like O'Neal as a blitzing linebacker. I like this guy because he's young and he's got really good zone defense. Alright, so we're going to start off, we're going to build the zone defense right now. So 69, 77. That guy doesn't have anything. 66, 78. 52, 71. 70. Alright, so we're going to get the young guy. And which guy? be a good blitzer. Where's that young guy? Oh, they're way down the list. Should be fine. God, I really like him though. $22. Is that risky? Oh, no, I don't think it's too risky. God, I really like him though. I can't risk losing him. Zone man blitz, yeah. That was a little bit of a reach, but I can't risk losing that guy. Alright, let's get back to it. Yeah, a bunch of those guys are still there. Is the focus for this game more on building a team, drafting, signing players, or on the field? The focus of this is mostly about building your team, drafting and signing players. The on the field is just there so you can think of it as the on the field stuff is only there really so you can see what you've drafted. The on the field is you know, it's not really NFL like. It's kind of just very high scoring, big plays, but it's mostly there just to see how your players match up against other players on other teams. So that's kind of what my goal was for this. I do need an offensive lineman. I gotta get one. I can't keep screwing around. He's 26. That's pretty good. This guy's 23. Not even nearly as good though. He's 22. Nope. He's 27. Nah, I gotta get this guy. Make that pick. Alright, back to my defense. Speed. Yep, I need lock up my zone defense. So the thing about doing zone is you gotta pick a lot of guys to make it work. Alright. Alright, what else am I missing? I need a wide receiver, but there's like nothing left. Oh, nah, he can't play wide receiver. What am I even thinking? Oh, he could be that blitzing linebacker I need, though. He's gonna kill me in zone. Okay, might be better. Any really young guys? What's this guy do? What do we got for D linemen? Cool, I purchased. Hope it fills the front office football itch. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was one thing I wanted. I don't know. It's like one of those things I think as this game develops over the years and I make more versions of it, I do want, you know, the idea, the feel, a little bit of the front office football feel where you're just building these teams and things, but still the ability to see your players, because that was always something I missed in front office football. I'd have players that I thought I really liked, but I don't know, I could never see them play. That always bugged me. I wanted to see them play. So yeah, I hope you like it. I play it all the time. Even though I'm developing it, I play a lot. I like it. I agonize over my draft picks a little too much, but yeah. What are you gonna do? Alright, I'm just gonna get a young zone guy. I'm starting to lose track of where I'm putting players, but I know I need one more zone guy. Oh, you know what I need? I need a kicker. This year I'm not screwing this up. I'm getting a kicker. Oh my god, they're all old as hell. Here we go. We'll get this guy. He's 22. I don't want to, since the AI teams have been taking all of the really good young guys, I know I'm going to have to start building into the draft a little more, so. If I don't have to use a draft pick on a kicker every single year, that will help me. Alright, I know I need another D lineman. I'm getting to the point where I might just auto the rest of these, though. I'm starting to... Like, the guys just aren't super exciting to me anymore. I'm not... The AI's gotten good enough that they're poaching all the guys I really want. Which I guess is a good thing. There's a blitzer. Let's see if I can develop a blitzer. It's a good thing, but did I just auto one of my picks? I did. Alright, let's just auto to the end. I guess it's good. It kind of sucks when you're trying to pick good players, though, and they keep getting taken by the AI. Let's save this. Alright. Let's set my roster. Then I'll probably call it for this one, just because I know I put the warning out there that this was going to be very draft heavy, and I don't want people who bailed out because they didn't want to watch the draft miss one of the games. So I'll come back later today and play a game with this team. And start laying some tape down on the plays and making sure that, you know, we don't have any bad plays or anything like that. Plus, it'd be kind of fun to try this new formation out. I haven't done this one before. All right, quarterback's easy. Johnson Jackson. Running back's easy. It's just a matter of which one's 1 and which one's 2. So Sweeney's going to be 1. Dawson's going to be 2. All right. Tight end. I'm gonna skip wide receiver because I didn't draft a wide receiver. So whoever's left over is gonna get the wide receiver spot. Let's check offensive line. Yeah, my tight end's my best offensive lineman too. Oh boy. Oh, actually, he should play tight end because he can catch the ball. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that much better. So he's going to be offensive line 1. So for people that have seen me do this before, I'll just say it again. Offensive line 1 is almost always lined up against the top defensive lineman. So think of offensive line 1 as your pass, the guy who's going to get the best guy. A lot of times that's a pass rusher. So you usually want your fast or your most athletic, great offensive lineman at 1. 2 and 3, you know, my 2 and 3 are very similar. Offensive line 3 is your center. So just think of it that way. If one of these guys had like 2 speed, you put him at 3 because he's the center, and most of the time he just mauls somebody straight ahead. Now, if you play a team with a 2 defensive line formation and both of their defensive linemen are just pure pass rushers, then your offensive line 3 doesn't really do a whole lot. It usually ends up being your tackles that do all the work. But he chips, you know, things like that. Let's see here in the chat. So it looks like the players you chose have to fit your scheme. Is that correct? Yeah. So the way I've done this is, if you look at my coach, you have 2 coaches, offense and defensive coordinator. And what the coach gives you, the coach gives you a package. Each coach has their own package. And think of that as every play this coach has uses this package of players. There's different formations within that. This team I don't think has a second formation. A lot of teams have a second formation. I haven't done a lot with this playbook, so they don't have one yet. But it's always going to be these players. One wide receiver, 2 running backs, a tight end, and your offensive line. And I did that on purpose because one of the goals I had with this game is I wanted teams to be different from each other. Kind of like I patterned this part of it after Cyberball. I'm a huge Cyberball fan from back in the day. And I liked that each team was different. And that's what I'm doing here. So if you run like a 4 wide receiver coach, you're just going to be able to run 4 wide. That's it. At the end of every season, the first stage of the off season is the AI teams fire coaches if they're terrible, and then there's always going to be a few coaches in the pool that kind of reinvent themselves. They get, so like if a coach was a 4 wide in 2019, if he never got signed by anybody, he may change his package going into the off season. So you go into the offseason and you have an opportunity to hire a new coach. And those coaches came from teams that fired their coaches and coaches that reinvented themselves. So I'm going to do this season. Next season, I'm going to hire a different coach with a different offensive package because I'm trying to test out all these plays. So I'll run this season with 2 running back, 1 tight end. Next season, I think I'll probably go 1 running back, 2 tight end. And that just means I hire a coach that has that package. Same for defense. My defense is 3 corners. It's I call it the 2-2-3-1. 2 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 3 corners, and 1 safety. And then my plays are all based off that package. I may change defenses next season. I have a package in there that has 3 safeties. That's the one I really wanted to do. So if he's available in the offseason, I'm going to switch up to a 3 safety or a 3 linebacker package because those are kind of fun. But yeah, your starters are based on your coach. You can change your coach at the end of the season. You change your coach first thing in the offseason, and then from there, you'll go to the draft with your new package. You'll go into free agency with the new package, and then you'll go into the next season with that guy. Yep, you can change every year if you want to. I often do that, just for maybe I lucked into a superstar wide receiver or a guy who has promise in the draft. So then I'll play with, he probably won't get a lot of run that season if I'm not running a good wide receiver passing thing. But the first thing I'll do the next season is switch to a passing coach. So yeah. Change as often as you want every season. All right, defense. Let's see. What do we get? What's our best defensive players? All right, so defensive line and corner. So we'll set him. Oh, that's right. My coach doesn't like. So this is something about coaches too. It takes some getting used to. So if you go to my coordinator, each coach has a preference for the kind of player they like too. So my defensive coordinator likes man defense corners. Well, I'm trying to run a zone defense here because I don't run zone very often. So I just want to test out these zone plays. So my coordinator and I are going to disagree on who's a good cornerback because if you look at Hunter McPherson here, he thinks he's my second best corner. And he might be, but he's basing it off his man defense ability. Like he thinks Francis Villegas is my best corner because he's got really good man defense, but he's got terrible zone defense. So my coordinator and I disagree on player evaluation. So that's something to think about when you start picking coaches. It's probably best to have your coach agree with what you want in players first, then worry about training and package. But I did it I probably did it the bad way just because I forced myself into this guy. That's okay. So I'm just going to have to fake the funk a little bit here. D-line. I know I got a guy. I know I picked a D lineman in here somewhere. Did I make him play O-line? I might have done that. Let's go zone defense then. Let's set up our zone defense. So there's going to be corner 1. Corner 2. Where's my blitzer? Oh, this is yeah. All right. So Santana. Yep, this guy's going to be corner 3. Oh, actually, he should be safety. Here's a linebacker. Corner 3. And my 2 linebackers are going to be this guy, linebacker 1. It's going to be more of my traditional linebacker. And this is my flat out blitzer. Yeah. And so I've got no receiving ability whatsoever. Let's make this guy my D-line. He sucks, but he can at least run rush. Or actually, we'll make him D-line. He's got some strength. So that means this guy's going to be my wide receiver, which is so scary. That guy's so bad. He can block at least. Maybe he'll be a decent blocking wide receiver. Oh, he's so bad. So what am I missing now? I'm in special teams now. Okay, good deal. All right, kicker. I got this guy to play kicker. Let's look for kick return. Probably him. Punt return. This guy's going to be special teams. He's too good at special teams not to be. Punt return. This guy will be punt return. And then now I'm going to fill my special teams with skill, combination of skill and speed. Luckily I didn't do this on purpose. I actually looks like I have a pretty skilled group of special teamers. Unfortunately, most of them are slow. So I'm going to have to try to balance that somehow. This guy's probably pretty good. This guy's pretty good. I think for the rest of them, at least this guy, I want the skill. This guy might be too slow to do anything meaningful. This guy's pretty good balance. We'll put him on. And then my last guy who only comes on special teams 8. When do they come on? I don't know if special teams 8 ever comes on. It's not kick or punt return. It's not kickoff. It's not punt. I don't know if special teams 8 ever plays. It's got to be a reason I put him on there. Oh, it's field goal block. He comes on a field goal block. All right, so there's got my roster set. Save it. So I'm not going to play any games, but I am going to look at my finances. All right, so I got that guy. I'm not gonna extend him. He's 34 years old. Chances are that guy's gonna retire. That guy's 33. Good. I don't need to worry about him. These two guys don't play. Aaron 30, so I did okay there. Let's look for any other retirement possibilities. So Guy Santana is 33. We got to worry about him, but if I get hit with that cap hit at retirement, that won't be the worst thing in the world. All right, so I'm looking good. Financially, I'm looking good. Skill-wise, not feeling real confident. Let's just look at my plays. Make sure I end up with the playbook I want. So we're going to try all these run plays. We're going to try a little bit of everything. So, you know what? I'll just go with this till I try them. I'll probably switch my playbook up each game. But on defense, I just want to make sure I have mostly zone plays. Or at least enough zone plays that I can test. Alright, so I got the run, the robber. I got some blitz. I want a blitz. I got a couple of zones. Alright, that's a good start. Contracts, awesome. I used to love trying to backload up contracts. I know. That was the funny part of front office football is the contract negotiation, the tricks people came up with for contracts. One of my favorite tricks was I was always really good at having a ton of cap room. And once you get a ton of cap room once, I would front load contracts. So basically, I would give like huge upfront money, or no, what would I do? I think they were flat. So I have a ton first year salary, and then I would make the rest really cheap. And then at some version, I think Jim made it so you couldn't do that anymore. Like he patched it out so you couldn't front load contracts anymore. So then I would make flat contracts, you know, and have almost no signing bonus, but it would have a huge flat contract so that you could trade the guy and not take a cap hit. And then of course I think he made a version and patched that out. So people were, you know, people would play that, would just come up with the craziest contract stuff. So it's funny you mention that. That's why this contract system is the way it is. The version that's out right now, that's not in beta. This version is in the beta tab. So if you want to try the new engine, go to, like, right click on the game in your library, go to properties, go to the betas, and you can download the version that I'm playing right here. The reason that the version I'm playing right here doesn't allow you to negotiate contracts is because even in my game, I found a way to monkey with contracts and cheat your way out of it. So I took away that whole thing. You either sign guys or you don't. It's just that simple. Oh, you get contract cheese. That's always funny. All right. Yeah, so I'm looking good. I don't know if my team's gonna be any good, but we'll see. Before I end, like I said, I'm gonna save it. Let's look at college quick. I just want to see who's gonna be the preseason favorite. Florida State. No, I didn't want to do that. Florida State and Oklahoma State, the preseason favorites. That's interesting. So I nerfed Notre Dame for anybody who's watched the other streams. Yes, I'd been talking about it forever. I nerfed Notre Dame. Oh, I changed their name to South Bend too, because I've heard that Notre Dame is very touchy about you using that name. So, nah. Anyway, I nerfed Notre Dame. But at work. That's okay. I'm actually just about to end this stream. I'm going to do another one later. I only wanted to draft in this stream. I didn't want to actually play any games because I know this. If you're going to skip a stream, this is the one to skip because it's just me agonizing over who I'm going to draft. Now that I've got my team, I'll play games in the next stream. Probably sometime after lunch. Yeah, so our 4 really bad teams ended up in the bottom 130 after, so, or the bottom 5 it looks like, as expected. Florida State, let's take a look at them quick. Not a great quarterback. Pretty good running back, actually. We'll go by position. Pretty good running back. Pass catching running back. Good. Yeah, they look solid all around. Ooh. Really good corner. Yeah, they're okay. Let's check Oklahoma State. I like to see what their star players are on these. Oh my goodness. So a 75 rated player in college is a really good player. Most of the we've been starting to find out most of the college players are in the 40s and 50s for the good teams. So at 75, when you're in the 60s, then you're one of the elite college teams. A player in the 70s, especially the mid 70s, is a very, very good player for college. Yes, they're not bad. So, like, if you go to, here's a good way to look at it. If you go to the draft preview, so these are all the players that are going to be in the draft. Well, this is the players who could be in the draft after this season. You can see the top. What do we got? It's really only the top 6 players. Well, I guess there's a couple down here. So maybe the top 10 players are in the 70s. That's about it. Then you start getting into the second screen of players. So this is the second 20 players. Not real. I don't see a 70. There's one guy in the 70s, but you're talking 60s for the most part. And then you get to the next 20 players, you're talking low 60s, kind of in the 50s. So basically the whole draft is going to be, let's see here, we got 20, 40, 60. So these are players that are just going to miss the draft, most likely. And you can see, drafted players, talking 50s, mid 50s and up. So something to kind of keep in mind as you're following college. It's just like it took me a while to get used to the quality of players in college versus the pros. It's like Iowa is rated number 3 preseason. Preseason rankings are based on roster strength, and they got one player in the 70s, a guy at 69, and everybody else is kind of in the 50s. There's a couple of low 60s around here, but their top rated player, their MVP candidate, Thomas McIntosh, in this corner. So it's just interesting stuff. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do for right now. Like I said, I'm going to stream again this afternoon and play a game or two just so I can start testing out these plays. Probably in about 2 hours, maybe 2-3 hours, something like that. I'll definitely send out a tweet this time. My notifications haven't been working for some weird reason when I start streaming, but I'll send out a tweet before I start. Just give you like a 20-minute heads up or 15-minute heads up, something like that. So, thanks everybody for joining. I'll see you guys in a little while.